Hi, welcome to my channel. This video is regarding working with Git. Git is an open source version control system which is a very helpful tool in development projects. Specifically if you're working in large projects, it helps multiple people to work on the same file or on the same project at the same time. So while developing a project collectively, multiple developers can check out the code in their local and work on it and can have the merged version of all their changes available online for reuse. Say for example, I'm developing a project locally, so I'm using the STS IDE. You could be using Eclipse, Visual Studio or any other IDE. So I'm creating a new Java project. Now I'll write my first class in this Java project. Let it be a simple code to just print hello world. Now if I want this project which I have developed in my local to be available for multiple developers, I can use the Git tool after uploading my code in the GitHub. So let's see how it is done. You will first need to download the Git tool in your local. So let's go ahead and download Git tool. Just go to this website and download the Git as per your OS. So I'm using Windows. So once you have downloaded the installer, just run it and install Git in your local. So once it's installed, just open your command prompt and run git ---- version to confirm the installation. So once you have installed the Git, log into github.com and sign up to the website. It will just ask for an email verification and then you will be able to sign in. So I already have an account, so I'll just log into that. So after logging into your GitHub account, just click on create repository. So I'll name it Java Hello World. Click on initialize readme and create the repository. So once your repository is created, you can go to clone or download option and get the URL for your repository. Just copy that URL. So once you have created the account and created the repository, open command prompt and move to the folder where your project exists. So this is my project folder. Now on that folder run git init. So what it will do is it will create a local empty repository on this path. Now run get remote add origin, the repository address which you have created in GitHub. So this will tell Git that this is the repository where you want your code to be checked in. Next I'll set up my credentials for my GitHub by using git config -- global user.name, your username for GitHub, and also user.email, the mail ID you used to register. Now next you'll pull your GitHub repository to your local repository using the command git pull origin, then your branch name. So your topmost branch in GitHub is master, so git pull origin master. Then for later push and pull of your code, you can set your branch by using git branch -- set upstream to equal to origin/master. So once you have set this, you don't need to provide the branch name. You can simply use git pull to pull the data. Now uploading the code in your local to the GitHub repository is a three-step process. That is add, commit and push. To add the readme.md file, you can simply use git add and the file name. Now if you want to add all the files in your current directory, you can use git add -a. Now the next step is to commit the change. For that you can use git commit with a -m, that is the message for your commit. So I'm providing the message as first upload. So now all the files have been committed. Now to push the data from your local repository to your GitHub repository, use the command git push. So it will ask for a username. and the password for your account. Now if you log into your GitHub account and refresh your screen, you can see all your code has been uploaded to the repository. Now there can be some files in your local repository which you don't want to upload to your GitHub repository. For example, this .project file is created by your local IDE and might not be required by other developers when they are using your GitHub project. So to remove that particular file, you can use git rm-r, the file name. Now to commit that change, do git add-a, git commit, and the message. And finally, git push. Just provide your credentials. And now when you reload your GitHub, you can see that .project file has been removed. So when there are multiple developers working on their local using your GitHub code, there can be cases of conflict in the code. So for example, let's say another user is accessing your code from his local. So first, he'll do git init, just like you did. And then he'll do remote add origin, your repository address. And then after setting the credentials, he can do git pull origin master. So all the code has now come to his local. So while user 2 has checked out the code in his local and is working on it, say in the meantime, you are working in your local and you have written a method, say sales. So let's say you are going to push this change to GitHub. So you would do git add-a, git commit with a message that created sales method, and you would do git push. So changes from my local have committed to the GitHub. Now let's say the user 2 has not done a git pull in his local, so he won't have the sales method which you have created. He is doing his own coding and he has created a method product, and he is going to commit this change. So he would also try to commit his change. So for that he'll do git add-a, git commit -m, created product method, and git push. So you see he got an error message that failed to push. So that is because in his local he doesn't have the latest change from GitHub. So he would do a git pull to get the latest code. And now when the user 2 refreshes his code, he has both his own method and the method written by me in his code. Now he can try to push his code to the GitHub. So his changes have now been committed to GitHub. So let's say I do a change in my sales method and edit this line. And I'll just commit my change. So let's say the user 2, without knowing that I have done some changes to the sales method, edits the same line and enters his own code. So now when he tries to commit that, so you see it got an error. So he would do a git pull to get the latest code in his local. So I am doing git pull origin master. So if you have set the upstream, as I told you earlier, you just need to provide git pull. So you see after the pull, it says auto merging first program.java and that there is a conflict, and it suggests to fix the conflict and then commit the result. So now if the user 2 opens his first program.java, he'll see his code edited as this. So this is the line which he wants to commit, and on the same line this is the change which I had committed earlier. So he can decide out of these both lines what he want to commit. So let's say he want to commit this line, so he can remove the other line, save it, and now he can try git add and git push. So you can see the conflicts has been resolved and the change which user 2 wanted to upload has been uploaded to GitHub. When different developers are working on different modules of the same project, you might require each of the developer to have his own unique copy of the code and not to interfere with the other developer's module. So for that, you can create a branch in Git and each developer can work on their own branch. So for example, if I am working on the module sales, I can create a branch sales for myself and add all my code to that particular branch and commit it. And push the data to the new branch. So now if you go and check your GitHub, you can see a new branch sales has been created. Now let's say all the developers have finished their modules. Now what they'll do is they'll merge their own branch to the master branch so that all the code is unified. For that, if he's working in his own branch, he can check out the master branch and then use git merge his own branch with the master branch. So I don't have any changes currently in my current sales branch. So that is why it says already up to date. So if there are any changes, you can merge it and then you can push the data to the master branch. So other than using the command line options which I showed you, you also have the option to use the Git plugin from your IDE marketplace. So for example, for Eclipse, you can go to Eclipse marketplace and use the Git plugin to do all the Git operations. So this is how multiple developers would work on a single project using GitHub. Every morning, all the developers will pull the master or their particular branch to their local. And once they have done their changes, they'll push it to their particular branch. So hope this information was helpful to you. Thank you for watching my video.